And clap. Sound speed. Clapping that for us.
You want glasses on or off or don't care?
Tell me when.
I can ramble.
Tell me when you're ready.
And action.
Look at some of these pictures. It's like this was the back of the football field. It's just a bunch of dirt at the bottom of the hill.
I think, looking back at the wood bleachers that if you moved around in them at all, you'd get splinters.
The spirit back then was different, but we also didn't have the phones, the distractions, all the other things.
It's just a completely new feeling.
So my son was in the marching band. He played the drums. And the culture before we had the lights in definitely did not have the spirit that you would want to be there. So they were there because they love music and they love the spirit of it. But, my dad would come to the first 10 minutes of the game to see them march on and then had to leave because watching a game at noon on Saturday is tough. There's a piece about a football game that is by definition in person. So you can't necessarily be virtual. You can't do it on the Discord server. You actually have to be there and interact with each other. And so I think for them, it's this experience of the energy that comes from being with people that is totally unlike anything that they can have online or virtually.
Seeing the stadium lit up for the first time was absolutely amazing.
The kids were huge, great, loud. The goosebumps, the game, it being Rio.
I was just celebrating, beaming, pardon the pun, but beaming with just satisfaction and pride and great joy that they could be in the stands doing this, that they had a place like this to be on a Friday night.
Sheer enthusiasm and exuberance and over-the-top delight of the kids was just infectious. Then you see the food trucks and the kids from all around and kids from other schools and everybody enjoying each other's company. Totally different than the empty, really hot stands that we'd had before that.
It's now the event to be at. It's the place to be on Friday night. And there's a belonging to that is huge. The alumni's always been proud of the school. Now they're allowed to come here, and I see alumni galore when you show up for a game here.
I think I was really happy for our neighbors. There was a lot of anxiety about, well, how is this going to go over? So it was nice to see the way we talked about the lights behaved. The lights did what we were told the lights were going to do. They didn't flood the neighborhood with light. They didn't do this, they didn't do that. They did what they lit the field and they made it safe and they made it fun. And I think our neighbors really have appreciated that, both that night and in the ensuing months. Year now.
So the neighbors in this case were really fun to get to know. And so part of the process that we always do at work with permitting is starting with doing as much listening as we can. And like so much of the wisdom that goes on at Jesuit, listening is the centerpiece of finding out what do people have concerns about and what are they afraid of has been really a good process with the neighbors. And some of them, I think came out of it real advocates of the school because we do bring a lot of benefit. This is a super interesting, healthy, awesome way for kids to spend their time. So it's a major asset and benefit to this area that we're able to be here and to gather the way we can with the football field.
As being familiar with development of projects like this, I knew that it's very risky because we could put in a lot of resources and time into try to develop these stadium lights to permit them might be rejected at the end of the road. And it was very brave of the board and the alums and the commitment to go ahead and lean into that. It took us a few years and a lot of communication with the neighbors and acknowledging the neighbors' concerns and addressing those. And in the end, I think we did that.
This is a place where people who feel connected to Jesuit High School connect at a time when I think young men and young women need very intentional, very thoughtful, and very bold care. I think they live in a time that seeks to disaggregate them into their various parts. And I think places like Jesuit High School are important in helping them return to wholeness and caring for them as whole people, as people with this, and people with this, and people with these who can go out into the world and make it a better place.